It's tournament time for high school baseball and softball teams. 9 local schools hit the diamond today for pre-districts. Let's kick off the action in Rogers City, where the Hurons hosted Inland Lakes. Though on the scorebook, the Bulldogs were considered the home team. Chad Karsten took the hill for RC. He gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first, but the Hurons come back in the second. Jacob Maloka hits a sharp grounder to second base. Bulldogs can't handle it, and Jacob's on board. He was out later on a fielder's choice, but still 1 runner on with 2 outs for the freshman, Alex Angieski. He rips one to center field over the head of Riley Southwell. Lance Shadig comes home to score to cut the lead in half and make it 2-1. Karsten found his groove in the second, struck out 3 batters in the frame, and the Hurons found their bats as well. Rogers City goes on to take this one in decisive fashion, 12-3. They'll play Harbor Light in the district semis on Saturday. Now over on the softball diamond, the Lady Hurons also hosted the Bulldogs, though they too played as the away team, which worked out fine because they got their bats going right away. Logan Fleming leads off the game with a rip off the fence, a leadoff triple for Fleming, and the Hurons waste no time bringing her home. Next batter's Courtney Strike. She loops one to shallow left field. It drops in. Fleming scores to make it 1-0 RC. It was 2-0 after the top of the first. And Rogers City started the second inning the same as the first with a triple. This time it's off the bat of Cassie Breggy. The next 3 batters drove in runs for the Hurons. It was 5-0 after the top of the second. And RC goes on to win this one 10-3. They too will face Harbor Light in the district semis. Now let's head out to Mayo, where 4 local teams battled for 2 spots in the District 105 semis. We'll start with the ladies of Alcona and Arenac Eastern. Marissa Hirschfeld's on third for Alcona in the top of the first with 1 down. Nicole Wilt bloops one to first. Cheyenne Lake, though, makes a great diving play to get Wilt out at first, but the Tigers would score anyway. Tiffany Young hustles out an infield single to make it 1-0 Alcona. Bottom of the second inning now. We're tied up at 1. Arenac loads the bases up with 2 outs for Alex Chimura, and she brings them all home. A 3 RBI triple to right center makes it 4-0 Arenac Eastern. They scored 6 runs with 2 outs in the second, and that turned out to be the difference. Eagles win this one 16-6. Now the host Thunderbolts took on AuGres-Sims this afternoon, and the ladies of Mayo got off to a quick start in the first. Mayo's got runners on second and third. Jalen DeFlorio's at the dish. She knocks one that gets through to center field, and then it gets through the center fielder to score to make it 2-0. Later in the inning, it's 4-zip Mayo. Taylor Blamer at the dish. You can blame her for the 5th Mayo run. Her bloop single scores another to make it 5-0. Thunderbolts almost made it even worse, but Rachel Horn makes a slick catch to end the top of the first inning for AuGres, but the defense couldn't solve all the problems for the Wolverines because their biggest one was DeFlorio. She struck out 5 of the first 6 batters she faced. Mayo goes on to win this one big. The Bolts will play Fairview in the district semis. Now over on the baseball diamond, we had a pitcher's duel between the Mayo and AuGres boys. Connor Pendred hurling for the Wolverines, and Todd Rondo was throwing smoke for the Thunderbolts. Now Rondo actually struck out 9 batters in the game, but maybe his greatest feat was that he only needed 3 pitches to get all 3 outs in the 5th inning, capped by that snag to end the frame. It was 1 apiece in this one, though, a tight game till the top of the 7th when Mayo earns the go-ahead run. Bryson Devers hustles home on a ground ball and slides under the tag to make it 2-1. AuGres then intentionally walked Micah Tommy to load up the bases with 2 outs, choosing instead to face Nick Manguts, and Nick makes him pay with a 2 RBI double to center field. Mayo tacked on 2 more. Rondo mowed down the Wolverines in the bottom of the 7th to secure the 6-1 win.
It was the best feeling of my life. I knew I was going to come up and pound the ball. I knew that we sealed the game and we were going to get it.
It was pretty tight. We were both throwing strikes, striking people out. It was pretty good. We went right down to the wire, but we pulled it out.
Our 4th and final game in Mayo pitted the Alcona boys against Arenac. Tigers tried to avenge the ladies' loss to the Eagles. Joe Hudgens got the start for Alcona. He was protecting a 3-0 lead through 4 innings of work. Then in the bottom of the frame, the Tigers give him a little more breathing room with Nathan Fettis on third. Greg Levine grounds out, but it scores a run to make it 4-0. A little bit later, Kevin Pagel's at the dish, and he crushes one to deep right field. His triple brings in another run for Alcona to make it 5-0 after 4. Cody Franklin came on in relief and struck out 5 batters in 2 innings. Alcona survives and advances with a 5-0 win.
I told him before the game that playoff baseball is all about pitching and defense, and our pitchers did not walk anyone, and I think we had 1 error on the day, and so it's a good recipe for success.